PlaqueBoyMax has been on a generational run with these music streams. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make a beat that I could hear him and 4-1 on. Let's get into it. Now, a lot of the beats that they're using in these streams tend to have sampled melodies, so we are gonna do the same. And I have chosen a banger. That shit dropped 15 years ago and it still bangs. So we're gonna go up to about 145 BPM, and I know by checking TuneBat that the original song is at 95 BPM, but I want it to be quite slow. So instead of doing 95 BPM, I'm gonna double that and do 190. Now I'm gonna double click on the sample, right click inside of here and click open a new Slice X channel. Next we're gonna right click at this slicing option and we're gonna select medium grid slicing. I'll just chop the sample into medium parts, and we'll go to this wrench, hit D-click in all regions, D-click out all regions. This will make it so it doesn't pop when it goes to the next chop. Now we'll make our pattern, let's mute the original sample and let's see what we can come up with. Before I continue on with this, let me try opening Slice X. I'm gonna click on this wrench. We're gonna go to reverse, which will just reverse the sample. Now we're going to select all these, press Ctrl B to duplicate it over again, duplicate it over again. But at the end here, we're going to switch up the chops, just so like it kind of builds up and then it changes before the next part of the beat. We're going to also do the same here. I'm going to send this to a mixer track just by hovering over this and using the mouse wheel, send it to 1. Now what I'm going to do is get rid of some of the low end from the sample, then do our own little bass line. Let's go for the sexy drill bass. Let's open it up, turn off use loop points, make sure cut itself is on so that the note doesn't overlap itself when we play more than one. I'm gonna go into this envelope, increase the hold, drop everything else so the note only plays for as long as we lay the note down. Now let's find the key of this sample, and we can do that by ear. So let's pitch up this note. So we know that's in E. If you can't find the note of something just by hearing it alone, just keep practicing and it will come to you eventually. Alright, so we're going to do this drop down, go to view, scale highlighting. Let's make sure we're in the minor natural scale and we'll go to E. And we know we can layer all of our bass line notes in these highlighted notes here. We want it to go do, do, do. So we're going to press C to get the chopping tool. We're going to drop this down. I'm going to hold Control, drag to select all these notes, hold Shift, and we're just going to drag these notes over. We can right click over all of this, press Control B again, and that'll just copy it over. Then we can Control A, then hold Control, and press the down button to drop this down. I want to select these notes and shorten them a bit. I'm going to drop the volume of these chops a bit. At the end here, I'm gonna switch up this pattern a bit. I'm gonna open up Analog Lab 5 and we're going to Loop Legends Dark Moon Analog Lab Bank. I think this is all a bit too loud at the moment, so let's send this to a mixer track. Let's drop the bass. Let's add some pancake. Let's make it pan hella fast. Set this to half. Let's try playing with the pitch. Let's drop the mix a bit. Get rid of the low end. Now, Analog Lab seems to be fucking up with this. Like every time I play it, it gives me a different result. So what I'm gonna do, delete this pattern, right click, split by channel. I'm gonna drag all of these layers out. Highlight this, and then I'm going to right click and consolidate track from time selection. This will just render this track off as a wave. So now I'll get a more predictable result when I press play. We can try halftime in it. But make sure if you use halftime and you're getting rid of the lows of an element, halftime is before the EQ. Otherwise, the halftime is just going to add more low end, even though you've already EQ'd it out. I'm going to try switching out this bass because I don't really like it anymore. Let's also grab this top line. Let's try applying something like crystallizer. Now I'm gonna apply some center stereo. I'm gonna play with the stereo spread of each layer. So my chops, I wanna be louder in the center, lower on the sides, and then my top line, I want it to be lower in the center and higher in the sides. Now we're just applying some fresh air to saturate the sample a bit. Then some soothe, just to smooth out the harsher frequencies. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna right click on this, clone it. I'm gonna copy and paste the same chops into here by selecting this box, Control C, Control V, and I'm gonna try unreversing this. No, that's hard. To be honest, I think that's harder than the original chop we had. I'll have this go as like the second part. Now, I've got a doctor's appointment in about 20 minutes, so I've got to finish this expeditiously. Let's make our first pattern. Now let's start with the kick. I can right click, go into the piano roll, select this, Control B, Control B, Control B, up the velocity a bit. Do with this is I'm gonna Control L to send it to a mixer track. Also got to get rid of the lows in the melody. We're gonna make a limiter because I want to sidechain this kick to the 808 so that every time the kick hits, the melody swells. Now that we've got our limiter, we can select our kick, right click on here, sidechain to this track. Now we go back to our limiter, right click on the sidechain, select our kick. Now we're gonna drop the threshold, knee ratio, and play with the envelope to get the results that we want. If you want to speed up that process, in my Seraphim drum kit, you can go to the mixers and you can go to the melody kick sidechain preset and that'll do it all for you. Now let's find the 808. Now we're gonna Control C the kick pattern into the 808 pattern. Select all of these notes, then Control L, and that will elongate the notes so they touch. Like, that's sounding way too aggressive, but I think if we lower the velocity, it might sound hard. Also, I'm gonna get rid of the second note and stretch it to here so it goes boom, 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 boom. And I'm gonna do the same here. Ugh, I just had an idea. I'm gonna grab like another 808 and layer that shit over. We're gonna shorten them and move them over a bit so it goes boom. Ugh. Ugh. I think there's way too much high end in this main 808. Let's get rid of it a bit. I'm gonna take this same limiter that's on the melody, click this drop down, click and hold save preset as, then I'm gonna drag it onto this 808. But make sure that you also route the kick to this 808, which you can do by right clicking, sidechain to this track. But the sidechain's a bit too strong, so let's just drop the mix here. Next, let's just grab this. We'll just copy that over. Drop the velocity, put these up to C. Let's grab an open hat. Let's make it hit here at the start. It's repeating itself because use loop points is on, so let's turn that off. Drop the volume of this a bit. Now let's grab one of these drum fills. Ugh. dark loops. Go to Jersey. No, that's a bit too much. Yeah, let's go for this one. Let's grab this riser. Let's get in key with the melody. So let's solo this. Yeah. Let's grab this. Let's move all these over. Let's right click on here, create automation clip, and then we're going to get rid of that parametric EQ that's getting rid of the lows. So we have the lows for the intro. Let's select this pattern. I'm going to split by channel so that we get each layer. This next part of the beat, I'm going to get rid of these. Grab this riser, pan it a little to the left. Make that really subtle.